You are watching Pucknology After Dark.
Oh
Oh
my.
my goodness! 5 goals in the third period? Are you kidding me? I should be asleep and that got me going. Holy mother pucker. All right, welcome to this edition of Pucknology After Dark following a 5-2 Sharks victory. They lead the series 1-0. Who would have thought of that after the first period? But we will be here to discuss it. But first, to join the conversation, Genix is going to skill kill me again. Use the hashtag Technology After Dark to ask questions or comment about the show or the game tonight. You can also follow us on Twitter. Tonight you have yours truly, PuckGuy14, at Eric Landy, at Irie Technology, and at JAlexander46. With us tonight in person, well, not literally in person, but they're on your screen. The guy who spells his name the right way, he has some laundry there. Eric Landy.
Yeah, it's right there. Hey, we're 1-0 with laundry in the second round, okay? That's all I got to say about that.
And joining us from beautiful Ontario, Canada, the guy who's, well, he spells his name the right way, I guess. I mean, I don't think of any
I
other
not
way.
only do I spell it the right way, I say it the right way. Ian, not Ian. Ian is bullshit. Ian.
Ian Reed.
I hear he also's got a pretty mean Star Spangled Banner impression going on there too.
It's not an impression. I sang it genuinely. I tried to not butcher it to, show respect for my American friends, and it is what it is. You can find it on YouTube.
Ian, YouTube star.
And joining us via satellite all the way from Black Hawk, California,
Hello.
the Pucknology teddy bear, Gentry Alexander.
Oh my God. Hey guys, do you know what time it is?
What time is it?
5 past Renee.
Oh!
Oh.
All right, let's get this thing off and running. Well, one of the key things I think I talked about
Up, guys, we have breaking news.
The
The Sharks have signed an ELC deal to the Black Cat roaming on the ice.
Nice.
Hey, can we get the Black Cat the first star of the game? To be honest with you.
Yeah.
So are we gonna call the cat Rowan Pollock?
Oh, he killed it. Come on, Eric. that was like a gunshot to the head. That was just like.
We're gonna call it Logan Couture.
Yeah,
there
Logan
you go.
Couture, bam.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Was it Patrick Marlowe was the other one? Whatever.
Yeah, Patrick Marlowe is okay too.
Whatever. I thought it was clever. Anyways.
Wow.
All right, guys. So I will start off with Landy. Good evening, sir. 5 goals in a third period. They definitely took advantage of maybe Nashville's tiredness.
You know what? I liked their game in the second half of the first period and the second period. I thought they were getting good shots on goal. I thought they were carrying play as well. Just, man, that Rene fella, he likes to stonewall us. And then something amazing happened. The Sharks didn't get discouraged. They kept on and kept on and kept on, and they solved the Rene puzzle for one game, which is really, I mean, that's really good to see because I was worried about this. I was worried that the Sharks that we know and love would get stymied by a goaltender who gets hot and who's in their head and forget about it. That's game over. But instead, this new look Shark, he keeps thrashing about and he still sticks to his game plan. They did it.
Yep. Gentry, good evening to you, sir. 2 power play goals tonight. One of the keys we've always mentioned is to make sure that the team was on it throughout the playoffs. While on their power play, they get 2 key ones tonight. What did you think of that?
Oh my God! I thought for the majority of the game, I thought that the Sharks' power play kind of looked stymied, but in that third period, I mean, like that tying goal from Hurdle, it was just simply you put the puck to the net, good things happen, and then another thing with Pavelski's wonderful pass to Logan on that to make it 3-1. I thought it was just like they went to the net and they just sort of just they were relentless because I think they know that Rene has stopped them so much in the past. They're like, no, we're gonna fire everything, including the kitchen sink. It was like kind of like a game of Battleship. They're just like, fire all the missiles, go! Is it B2? Miss, you have sunk my battleship. Good for
Yeah,
them.
no, they definitely looked like they were trying to shoot a lot more on Rene. So, and while Nash, they definitely looked like
And
they
you know
were
what? And you
trying
gotta
to get
give
shots in.
And sorry, I really gotta say, you gotta hand it to the Sharks because everybody was gonna say, and myself included, was like, oh, they're gonna lose game one, they're gonna falter because they've come back home after a really successful road trip against the Kings, and and the Predators were more battle tested because they had just had a 1 day, maybe off, maybe a day of practice, and then they came into the tank and they got the first one on a I gotta say that shot by Fisher was just hard to the net, and it just got by Jones. So give the Predators kudos for not being intimidated. But
All right, let's talk about that goal. Was it just me, or was that kind of a softie that Jonesy let in? I didn't like that goal.
I didn't like it, but it was a hard wrist shot from Fisher, and you got to think that maybe his wife said, "If you score tonight, you'll be scoring tonight."
Ladies and gentlemen, we are after dark. Gentry is taking us there.
Oh boy, Ian.
Hey, you know what? I think it's the new production value.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Very nice.
Hey, it's not as good as laundry, though. Come on now.
Ian,
You have
let me jump over to you. No, we're not pointing to the Briga Skull jersey. No, Ian. Let's talk about Martin Jones. His first foray into round two as a starting goaltender. What did you make of him tonight? He stopped 29 of 31 shots.
I mean, that second goal, he didn't have a chance. I didn't like the first goal, but I still, I give credit to the shot too. It was a nice shot, and I would have rather obviously Jones get it. But the thing that always continues to impress me again was Jones just unfazed. He's just calm, cool, collected. If the team starts looking like they're a little bit scared, he doesn't, and the team feeds off of that, I think. And I think that he's been a big part of them, of the Sharks winning games that a year ago, 2 years ago, they would have lost.
Yeah, and JR hit it right on the head as the broadcast ended for NBCSN. This would have been a game early in the year that the Sharks had lost, and would get out of it. I think tonight they've been having this resiliency in the third period, where they would just come out there and try to take care of their thing because this is their home ice. That's what they do. The Sharks now go to 3-1 on home ice this playoff year. Uh, this is their most decisive victory, obviously, but it's
2-1.
3-1. They oh no, I'm sorry, 2-1. My bad. I kept thinking we played 3 games in San Jose, not LA. My bad. So 2-1. But they definitely are slowly getting the home ice back. However, this was the first non-sellout in Sharks playoff history. Little concerning, and there were a boatload of ticket giveaways, especially at the Barracuda party tonight. Oh, I mean, what? I'll go with Gentry. What do you take of it? It's a concern.
No, it's definitely a major concern, and I think. But here's the thing: is that I think a lot of the fan base has had the bad taste of the past couple years on them, and then you had, of course, you know, the A's were playing in Oakland tonight. Uh, SF was playing, and then and everybody's still on that Warriors high. That whatever has just kind of taken away the Sharks' thunder. So I think what the Sharks are going to have to do is they're going to have to go really deep into the playoffs and get those fans back. But hey, if you're at the game tonight and you got one of those Joe Pavelski rally towels, there was plenty left over.
We love me some rally towels. I think we speak for everyone on this program that
I need more production value.
Yes.
I think another thing too, while we're on the attendance, I think that I think ticket prices are probably a factor here. I know that there seem to be a lot of dissension on social media about, the ticket prices, and I know some people are like, well, that's what happens. Playoff proceed, you go further, the prices go up every round, and I get that, but I've always said like the good ticket price is whatever the market will bear. If the market will bear, a $300 nosebleed, then that's the ticket price. But I think what we're seeing right now is the market doesn't want to bear these things. And if the Sharks move on to next round, and I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, obviously, but that's something the Sharks are going to have to really consider is, can they afford to jack these prices up much more? Because, it'll be interesting to see now that we won this game what the tank looks like on Sunday.
Yeah, it's a Sunday 5 p.m. game. I mean, they really need to have uh, a key eye or a keen eye, I should say, on it. I'm going to be looking at tickets right now just to see what's available for Game Two. But getting back to the game, Joe Ward. Holy crap! What a move he put on Rene to make it 2-1. Kind of a backbreaker, and that was probably the play that really got the Shark Tank rolling. Um, he played a heck of a game tonight. Got an assist on another goal. He set up Donskoy for a chance that they had to force to take a penalty on. Um, what what did you think of Wardo tonight, Ian?
Wardo just being Wardo. This is kind of what I was hoping for when we picked him up. We've seen him do this in previous teams. We saw him do this in Washington a couple of times, just big goals when you absolutely needed them. And tonight it was his turn to get it done. And yeah, I mean he's a clutch guy, and I'm glad that we're finally seeing that in Teal.
Landy, I mean, this is what he was brought over here to do, and he really stepped it up tonight on that line with Donskoy and Couture.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you hit it on the head. I mean, the guy when he's playing with Donskoy and Couture, it just gives you that line that's able to morph itself into anything. I mean, you've got speed with Couture and Donskoy. You've got shiftiness with Donskoy, who's really creative, who can really be that playmaker who isn't a center. He really kind of reminds me a little bit of like a Miriam Hossa, Pavel Datsyuk love child. He's just really tough on the puck, but really shifty. And I was telling Ian, I think I haven't seen this kind of a player uh, since Igor. I mean, Igor was like Donskoy, or Donskoy's like Igor, and to add Ward then with adding that extra power forward, who just goes to the net and isn't afraid to get his nose dirty. It's really good to see that line just gel at the right time.
Uh, I think Wardo's been uh, a very key acquisition, and he's really paying off dividends. Gentry and Friend, what do you think?
Well, you got to look at Wardo. I think he's had 3 points in 3 straight games, and tonight was a 2-point game for him. And also, I think he might have practiced that move a little bit on Rene while they were together in Nashville. So I felt like that was he kind of had some inside knowledge, and I think that's what was paying off well for the Sharks tonight. They played a couple seasons together in Nashville. They went deep into the playoffs when Ward was on the team, and yeah, I think good for Wardo, but also give it up to Burns, who continued his point streak as well.
Yeah, Bernsey with another. What was it? I'm trying to pull up here. Bernsey had another 2 assist night. Played a nice solid 25:08. I mean,
That's
that led.
that's
led
Norris candidate caliber
that's
performance
right.
right there.
Right. And
Also, Burnsy leads all defensemen in the playoffs with assists.
yeah,
Yep.
he should be in.
Store.
Yeah, and and the two other finalists for the Norris candidacy, where are they in the playoffs? One didn't make it, and the other got eliminated in the first round.
Mhm.
Illuminati.
We should give a special shout out to Sporting Agenda, who is watching the show tonight. She's being a good sport. Yeah, and she says she can't get the mental image of a Hosa Datsuk love child out. Also, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to Drew Weber, who is now a new Pucknology correspondent, pucknology.net. He's come into the fold, and he's going to be writing Sharks and Barracuda. And yeah, we're just glad to have another person on board. And man, this thing is picking up speed, guys.
Gen X just killed us all.
They're
You're all over the
black.
black hat, but none of you are screaming for it to be wearing teal.
We haven't talked about it that much that we had to get the teal jersey, for sure. So whatever. And don't be jealous of my beard. It's the first time I've been able to actually grow facial hair.
So what
So
you're saying is that the Sharks' playoff failures has been contingent with your hair growth because you couldn't grow one because of your job.
So yeah,
Right.
so your failure was their failure.
right. So therefore, thank goodness, my job has eased the facial hair requirements.
I guess you can say your job has ingredients for no life.
Well, yeah, that's for
Somebody,
sure.
somebody referred to you as a chia, Eric.
That was Gen X.
Well, Gen X.
Not, bro.
Yes. We're losing our mind, or we're not even 20 minutes in. Love it.
Not.
So
Oh.
even though it wasn't a sellout, Michael Matthews, who was at the game, says he thought it was the loudest he can recall this season. So I'm glad to see the Sharks fans are really bringing the loudness back to the tank. And it was kind of funny because I heard Pierre LeBrun the other day. He was saying, "Boy, that Shark tank, it still rivals anybody in the league." And yeah, that's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Montreal, who's got it better now?
Hey, we don't need a sellout to be the loudest. We just have to be there and be the loudest.
That's right.
Just bring your voice, and you get a day off, and then you bring it back again for your. Let's look at the face-off percentages, because that was a huge thing in the LA series. Pavelski at 64%, Jumbo at 60%, Wardo at 57%, Chris Tierney 82%.
Oh boy!
Oh my goodness. That's the good news. The bad news is that you have Logan at 33, Spalling at 33, Marlowe at 38, and Melker
What you're
Carlson
saying
at
is
0.
that we need to trade Marlowe.
Thank you, Kevin Kurz.
Marlowe to the Penguins confirmed.
Confirmed.
Hashtag confirmed.
Hashtag confirmed.
Yes,
That'd
Gen
be
X
a
saying,
P5.
it's my job to derail the show. Well, thanks, Gen X. I appreciate it.
Well,
You
the
do
Sharks
that,
coming
so.
in. The Sharks coming in on a team total at 54% tonight, and the Predators are no slouch when it comes to taking faceoffs. So good to see the Sharks really controlling play, and I think you saw it in that third period. They just really were the possession monsters and the possession drivers. And I said, hey, look, you know what? If they can figure out this Rene puzzle, that forward depth is scary good, because when you can shift Marlowe to the wing and put him with Tierney and Carlson and just create a little mini havoc line, and that's your third line, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, it's very good. And we talked about this pregame wise, was how the better depth that the Sharks have on their third and fourth lines will be beneficial against Nashville. And I think that showed tonight, big time. I think even the second line, was rocking really good. So kudos to that.
No, the second line was firing on all cylinders. I really think that, like I said before, it's that perfect trifecta of skill, of grit, of mean grittiness, and I think you're seeing those guys really gel. And as much as I really like the shutdown pair that was Couture and Marlowe for a long time, I think, I hate to say this, but I think Couture kind of outgrew Marlowe a little bit. And, to see him with Donskoy, Couture is more of a finisher in my mind, and Donskoy is definitely more of a playmaker. So it's good to see him have that guy who can really hold the puck for Couture, and Couture just finish it off.
Oh, so much agreement right there. I think it was a combination of Marlowe just kind of, he played the same style of game, and Logan Couture just kind of needed a little bit of a boost to his, and I think Donskoy and him just kind of hit it off right, and I think that's how you said it was that, you know, Donskoy can hold onto the puck, he can do things, he can just create something out of nothing, and you got Logan who's still Logan Couture. So God, that line was great tonight, and they built that momentum going from Game 5 till now. So yeah, great on them, and nice to see. And like you said, Wardo. God, that makes Doug Wilson's off season look genius compared to the season ago.
Yeah, complete 180 when he's saying time again, John Scott, and in suggesting that Drew should be let go. I mean, it's a lot better, a lot better. Guys, just kind of circling back now onto what we were talking about for ticket prices. So looking at the Ticketmaster site, not the resale or anything like that, but the Ticketmaster site, right now there really isn't anything. There is, I'm looking at it right now, one just popped up. There is one ticket available that's under $90 in the Shark Tank for Game 2.
Noel Ramirez at Crispy Churro says cheapest on the Game Time app was about $65 at 7 o'clock. I mean, that's right around game time, and it's still going for almost $70. I mean, that's better, but I'm sure that's upper bowl, and that's still a hefty fee to be paying for a playoff game.
Yeah, 60 is doable, I think, for a second round game. But yeah, I mean, it's a little iffy as to.
Here's an idea. If you wanted to sell out games, how about you have a pay per round thing? Like you did have previous seasons until you gave it to the 365 holders.
Oh, you're talking about love for the Shark Pack holders? Ah, you're funny. You're funny,
Yeah,
guys.
I know, right?
Clearly, I've been drinking too much to think that they love us Shark Pack holders.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, look, it's just another gut punch to the fan base. I mean, really, the guys, I know some of them do watch the show. Come on, guys, you're really, if you really want to pack the stadium, you gotta lower ticket prices by at least $20 a head. It's just this market and the product that you put out last year really hurt the team. And then when you've got the Golden State Warriors who, are having a magical run right now, I mean, and you're going to be fighting with them for viewership because, they just happen to schedule all the games the same time the Sharks games are on.
Yeah, and that's the other thing too. Sorry, I don't mean to jump on you.
Oh, no.
But going forward, it looks like when the Warriors start their next round, it'll literally be in the same time with the Warriors. And that's the last thing the Sharks won. To which I think I phrased a question: if the Sharks win the cup and the Bay Area doesn't notice it, did we really win the cup? And
No,
it's
because
just sad.
95-7 the game will still call us they'll only cover it for 30 seconds and then they'll talk about Curry Watch.
Yes.
But it's okay because here's the thing: while the rest of them are talking about Curry Watch and blue and gold and everything else like that, you'll have us here at Pucknology.
Pizzamo. That's what I'm talking about.
Mole Rat, I sure hope so that the attendance is a fluke and it was just bad timing on the schedule. I mean, we know that Game 7 in Anaheim and the Predators, I mean, that kind of really threw everything off. But still, to not see San Jose come out and root their boys in teal, that's not good because this team has always been able to sell out playoff tickets whenever they go on sale. It doesn't matter when. It's always been full. I mean, since I was a kid. And just to see it not is, I mean, I know they kind of missed it by 200 or 300 tickets, but still, it's not great to see.
Looked like more than that.
Yeah, about was, I think they
I mean,
first said
again, we all know
17,026.
tickets is tickets sold, not tickets scanned, or tickets distributed, not tickets scanned, but
Right.
yeah.
Good to know. Good to know. So, what do we learn from tonight into what do we move forward into game 2 on Sunday, Gentry?
I think you just got to keep putting pressure on Rene because I think while he is a great goaltender, tonight proved that he can be beaten. And people were saying that about Jonathan Quick being the unstoppable thing, but we reminded them that he was the guy who started for the Americans in Sochi. So we got to remind them that Rene is pretty much human as well. We're going to humanize all these quote unquote great goaltenders. Probably until we face Thomas Greiss in the Stanley Cup final, in which case he'll shut us out for all those games.
For sure. I guess I'll go. I mean, going forward, I think that that top line has to get going again. It was good that the second line was good, and it's good that the depth scoring. I just wish we could just have it all at the same time. Seems like there's always like when you fix one thing, something else breaks. So I'd like to see I'd like to see the top line get back on there. I'd like to see. I mean, Thornton's been fantastic, but I'd like to see him factor in on the score sheet a little bit, obviously. And yeah, I think that Rene, even though he's done really good lifetime against the Sharks, this was pointed out a lot when we were previewing the series that this year Rene's been very human. So I think that if we can continue to just curb stomp Rene, then we'll be fantastic.
I'm gonna disagree with Ian on this one. I think the top line did have a good game tonight. I thought that they neutralized the Johansson line pretty well, and you got to remember too that Johansson line's pretty damn good. But you look, basically what I'm saying is because you look at the individual performances of Hurdle, of Thornton, and Pavelski, they all had pretty strong games. I thought that.
Yeah, I'm not saying they were bad. I'm just saying I'd like to see them factor into the score sheet more.
Okay, I can agree with that.
Point this out that this was another game where Joe Thornton, I think, did not have a point, but the Sharks still managed to win.
And you know what? Sometimes that's going to happen, because look, they're going to draw Weber and Yossi for like 20 minutes. So, I understand why he kind of gets canceled out, but hey, that leaves more room for Couture out there. That leaves more room for Tierney. That leaves more room for Marlowe. So, and Wingles almost had a really pivotal goal tonight. I mean, he was freaking an inch away from having a goal. So look, if they neutralize the top line and the depth for the Sharks shines through, I have no problem with that.
Yeah, and it also goes with shot blocking like Wingles did on that final empty netter. I mean, he took a shot against one of the hardest shots in the league in Shea Weber, and then he takes it down, breaks out, and it's game, set, match. No more chance for them whatsoever. Right. We have an Instagram, guys, and Gentry.
Say what?
We have an Instagram, and so I'm going to share this with you guys if I can get my screen share to go. Because Gentry is at his friend's house, but from Jay Rana, Pucknology After Dark, live from my dining room. And it's a picture of the setup that Gentry's on right now, and I just love that shot.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah, Gentry looks like he's going to kill somebody. He's like, don't you look at me. Don't you look at me and my shark. Don't judge.
I love that shot.
I'm just plotting my world takeover, so.
Who are we kidding? It's just going to be Chester Chivo memes all over this thing. You know that.
You know what? I have yet to be the subject of a Chester Chivo.
Don't. Why did you say that? Why did you say that?
If I'm not a part of a Chester Chivo meme. So.
I think that's a challenge, Mr. Chivo. It's a very
you done
challenge.
You done poked the bear now.
Oh boy.
Well, normally I'm on with AJ, and AJ kind of just like talks, and I can't stay in my bed. So. Much love to AJ, but come on, man. Let me have my moment.
Yes. All right. So we've covered tonight's game, and we covered.
Well, let's get a little in depth with the game. All right, because I'd like to go over the time on ice numbers and really kind of delve down into it. If you guys don't mind.
No. What are we
So,
supposed to do? We're supposed to celebrate a win. Go ahead.
let's dive into the time on ice numbers for the defense of the Predators. Surprise, surprise, Shea Weber had 25 minutes, almost 26 minutes. However, Roman Josi almost had 27 minutes.
Roman Yossi is the best most underrated defenseman in the entire league right now.
Honestly, if Yossi played for any other team, he'd be the number one guy. But the fact that he plays opposite Shea Weber, I think that's what you're gonna look at. And I think the only reason why Shea Weber is even kind of still relevant is because he has Roman Josi on his wing.
I mean, look, Shea Weber's still a damn good defenseman, but Roman Josi just had an outstanding season. And the fact that Roman Josi can do the things that he does is because he has Shea Weber, right? I mean, I think it's addition by addition, right? I mean, it's you have two really good guys, and you know what? When you have one that's able to freestyle and the other one that's able to hold down the fort, I mean, that's kind of the Paul Martin effect. It's kind of the classic.
But Roman Josi isn't a good old Canadian boy, so he's not going to get the credit he deserves.
Oh no, here we go with all the Canadian bias talk. Get your tinfoil hats ready. I got my Sharks head on.
Let's see. Matthias Ekholm had 23 minutes tonight. Barrett Jackman only had 11. Ryan Ellis had 22 minutes, and Bitto. What's his first name? Anybody catch his first name?
Bitto.
Bitto.
Gosh, why can't I?
Anthony.
Yes.
Anthony, yeah.
Anthony Bitto had less than 11 minutes. He came in at 10:58.
What's that guy's name? Anthony Bitto?
Anthony Bitto, yeah.
Potato.
Tomato.
Now, going over to the defense for the Sharks, Brendan Dillon clocked in about 14 minutes, Paul Martin 22 minutes, Mark-Edward Vlasic 20 minutes, Roman Polak 16 minutes, Braun almost 20 minutes, and Burns at 25 minutes. So I do like that ice time distribution on the defense for the Sharks. Mm-hmm. You know what? It kind of reminds me of the Sharks back in the day when they had really high-end, top-end skill, but really couldn't fill out the bottom lines. That's how I look at the Nashville defense. Man, those top four, they're probably the best in the league. But when you've got Bitto and Jackman coming in around 11 minutes apiece, it doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. Now you look on the other side of the ledger, and you've got the Sharks. I mean, their lowest guy was at 14 minutes. I like that balance a little bit more.
Well, you also got to think that the Predators are trying to use the Chicago Blackhawks method, where you just ride the top four defensemen, and just kill them in the playoffs. And luckily, they were able to win a cup out of it. But here's the thing: the Predators are not the Chicago Blackhawks, unfortunately, because they have a couple of guys on there named Taves and Kane, and the Predators don't. So it's a whole different ball game. I think with the thing that they got lucky with the Ducks was that yes, they played a very tough series against the Ducks, but at the end of it, I think it was just a matter of they were prepared. The Ducks kind of came in. The Ducks gave up 2 games in that series and let them in it. But good God, I think Pekka Rinne just had to show up that series. But I think if you get many past that defense, and it's, sorry, I got distracted for a second. But yeah, I think it's just like, Pekka Rinne was the difference in that series, and you saw the humanization of the Ducks goaltending tandem. Because yes, Gibson is a great goaltender, but he's still got a couple years to mature into an elite one. Anderson is a serviceable one, but if he had a better defense, he would almost be like the Niemi of the Chicago Blackhawks. He just kind of rides the coattails of a good defense and then goes and wins a cup. So Rinne can seal a series.
All right, how's that, Laurel? I turned my mic down a little bit. It was kind of running a little hot.
Hot. Wicked hot. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I'm just gonna run over the forward time on ice really quick. you got everybody really, I mean, going over 11 minutes. I mean, the guy with the lowest amount of ice time was Tommy Wingles with 11:36, which is pretty damn awesome. I mean, we have not seen this kind of ice time distribution, I don't think, ever. I mean, ever in the Sharks. I mean, nobody went over 20 minutes as a forward. You had Pavelski at 18:44. You had Thornton at 18:23. Hurdle was at 17 minutes. So, it's I really I've said it all year, but I've really liked said it the last half of the year and the beginning of the playoffs. But I really like this ice time distribution. It makes the guys really fresh. And you saw it in the third period. I mean, they just imposed their will on the Nashville Predators in that third period. And you know what? With ice time distributions like this, you're going to see more of it.
No, and I thought the Sharks kind of got their game going like halfway through the second, and then really just took it over in the third. Obviously, uh, they showed that they were the. I mean, yes, they had a little bit of cobwebs because I haven't played in a while, but once they got more into the game, they showed that they were the fresher team, and that's what you need to do. Because as you get later into the game, the legs start to get a little bit heavier for the Predators, and I think that's where the week off really paid off.
Yeah, no, I agree. And you know what? I'm glad that they were able to shake that rust off. Probably, I'd say after that first half of the first period, I think I felt like the guys were getting their feet back together and stuff. But really, I mean, for a veteran-laden team like this, the rest is really important.
Incredibly important. And it's the balance that we've been talking about so far. Was Nashville had to fly back and forth from the West Coast to Tennessee for their series, and then they have to jump right back into another series. So hopefully, we talked about this in pregame with Drew and Ian. Hopefully, it's that third period that's going to trickle down. That's going to take them off their game. So
Slushy, that's a good question. Was Ward's goal close to offsides? That was the first thing I thought of when I saw that goal. I was like, man, that was a needle-like pass from Donskoy, and he timed it just right. And I'm actually surprised that Nashville didn't use their challenge there because it looked close to me. But you know what? I don't think that it was close enough for Nashville's liking because they didn't end up reviewing the goal. And you guys want to talk about the nastiness at the end of that game?
Well, I felt like the Nashville was just trying to impose their will and say like, well, if we can't beat you on the scoreboard, we're gonna beat you physically and kind of get you to our level. And it's like we saw this, with the Kings where they tried to get the Sharks to play on their level and the Sharks kind of rose above it. So I think if the Sharks just kind of, you know, play to their strengths and don't play down to Nashville's level, and I honestly thought that Nashville was playing a hell of a series against the Ducks. So Sharks just need to be better, and they showed it tonight. And I think that yes, they stole one at home. Now we just need to steal another one, and then we can go on the road where we've been so successful.
yeah, they've looked very well, and to get a start off like this is huge down the road. Um, my regular face, she's a huge uh, GIF queen, I guess you can call her on Twitter. A lot of Predators complaining about Burns playing pucks with the high stick, and she's broken it down to the point where she's catching it. It's close, but it's not conclusive. I don't know if you guys saw it at the end where Couture had a on the breakaway. I saw on the bench the Predators were going nuts about it, and I believe they are questioning if if Burns' high stick went right to Couture, and I guess what they're saying is that Neal had deflected it and then it went to Couture and he scored. But there were a lot of complaints about that, and it's just some things you got to be watching for. So.
Uh, that's not really a reviewable play, so F off, Nashville.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I-
Thank you, thank you, NHL bylaws for that one, because that actually should be reviewable.
So you're
But
telling me that the NHL actually came into our favor for once?
yeah, there was one
Yeah.
that looked a little questionable there, especially at the end on Couture's empty netter. Apparently, a lot of people loving my beard right now, and I thank you for that. You know, that glorious feeling when at Puckguy14 grows a beard that is simultaneously better and worse than my beard. Thank you, Quakes Fan 84. Appreciate it. What did Genix? Oh, whatever. I'm not even gonna say. Like, we're good on reviews.
Gentry's
It's
audio is nowhere near as bad as Eric's beard.
Sorry, we're trying to fix my audio. I mean, this
You're
is
you're good. You're on a
Yeah.
remote, and
And
I
I
totally
punched him
understand.
up.
apparently
Yeah,
we're good.
I punched him up.
Yeah.
You know what I think it was? I think what it was is that the shark on my shoulder was just kind of hampering everything. So
Yes.
we got it figured out. Now we just have the Teal City Crew scarf.
Yes. Oh yes,
Perfect.
Kurt Silver will be loving that. Unfortunately, Kurt Silver will not be loving is that the San Jose Barracuda lost 4-1 to the Ontario Reign, ending their season, their first season in San Jose. Hopefully, it won't be their last season in San Jose.
I don't
But
think so.
So
but
you're saying that they might go to the Sacramento? They're gonna do the Sacramento Barracuda?
Oh, all right, Chester. Chester has strike back. Let me just cue this up here. This is pretty good. It's a little saucy. So Gentry asked, and you shall receive. Boom.
Oh shit. Oh, I think we might have actually lost Gentry there.
He's gone. Gentry's
man.
gone.
That's great.
Well, if you guys, if we have any new viewers on the show tonight, you need to follow Chester Chivo at Chester Chivo and at Generation X-Wing. Those guys are always great. They're always pulling out the memes, and I think we're just gonna have to have an Instagram corner of memes because they're pretty damn good.
Yes, absolutely.
And Chester, you did kill Gentry.
Yes, you have killed Gentry. Chris Jado, yes. F you. That's all.
All
I
right.
can say. That's so sweet of you for what you said in the chat. That's so kind. But getting back to the Barracuda, Ian, I have a question I wanted to ask you.
Fire away. I'm sorry.
So,
The idea is Slushy asked whose beard was better, his or yours, and I just, from what I understand of Slushy being a youngin, I hope yours.
I don't know. Anyways.
Okay, sorry. I'm ready.
No, you're good. You're good. So now that the Barracuda season is over, what do you see them, I guess, helping or contributing to the Sharks' playoff run? And or do you even do anything with it?
No, I think what you're going to do now at this point is now that the Barracuda are out, you're going to call up some of the guys, and they're just basically they're going to be bodies for practice. I think that's super important to have those bodies for practice in there. They're going to be guys that can take some, take some extra shots, and if you bring up like a guy like Dell or Grosnick, he can take some, and he can take some shots that maybe Reimer or Jones don't want to take as the playoffs get longer and longer. You don't want to risk an injury in training camp. But as far as like roster, I mean, Peter DeBoer has been pretty solid on his roster choices. I just, could a guy like Barclay Goodrow get in the lineup? Maybe. I just don't see it though. I think if we're talking significant line changes like that, then it's gone too far.
Well, look, it's nice to have a Barclay Goodrow as he's like the third center in your depth chart. I mean, behind Zubris, behind Haley. I mean, it's just nice to have that kind of ace in the hole. You've still got Dylan DeMello, who hasn't drawn into the games yet, so that he's always really good to have as a backup. I mean, this is a Sharks team that's got some depth now, guys. I mean, they they can, knock on wood, they can take an injury or two and still keep chugging. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not like that second round series we played against LA where bye-bye Vlasic, bye-bye series. It's not like that anymore.
No, and that's the thing. They have the confidence into bringing a guy like maybe Dylan DeMello, who had some playing time this year, who can step in and be fairly competitive. I mean, when Vlasic was out, he was playing with Braun for a majority of the time. So, I mean, good sticking spot to have, a good problem to have, and can only we hope that it can only get better along the way.
Yeah, no, definitely. You know what? It also to Ian's point, it's nice to have those extra goaltenders as well. Just to shoot on them and just to make sure that the guys stay fresh. I like. I really liked some commentary that I heard on SiriusXM today. It was the guys talking about James Reimer and how much he's pushed Jones to be a better goaltender. And you know what? You can't really put a price on that. You can't really put a value to that. But I mean, Martin Jones, continues to play really well. He had 935 save percentage. When it was 1-0, Nashville had a really good chance on net. He saved a would-be 2-0 goal, and you know what? The guys in the commentary said, "Hey, you know what? Look at that goal. Look at that save. It could have been a possible goal, and that could be a turning point for the Sharks." And there it was. Yeah, he came up big, and he kept his team in the game, and they won it for him.
Yeah. No, and definitely you have to have that inner competition. I mean, I think that's what that the Sharks were hoping for, and with Reimer there, I mean, they know that they can go to a quick hook with Reimer if Jones isn't playing that well, but Jones has been up to task with it, and so and that's the important part. You're not gonna be like, oh God, now we got to break out the
Sorry, the meme broke the computer I was on. It really did. The laser beams attacked the computer.
Yes, there you go.
Okay, Slushy. Sorry, that's a little bit too much of a Slushy question. We're not going to answer that one.
No.
Do I sound better? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, no, you sound
a lot better.
Yeah. Let me actually lower you down because you're doing the whole Darth Vader bit over there.
Wow. Thank you, Lambo 540. That's very nice.
This is insignificant next to the power of the Sharks.
Truth.
All right. I think we've covered it all, guys. Do you have any final thoughts? I'll start with Ian.
What am I saying?
Your final thoughts?
Oh, my final thoughts. Well, someone needs to sleep apparently. Yeah. Look, final thoughts. Sharks played maybe not the most exciting game to watch through 2 periods, but the third period they really came on and they got the win. And now you're up 1-0. You have a win on home ice since those apparently are fewer and far between. And that's good. And unfortunately, it was a bad night for the Barracuda. Barracuda lost their Game 4 there. But I did listen to the audio. I had the audio for the Barracuda on while I was watching said Sharks game. And so 2 names I heard a lot were Kevin LeBlanc and Rourke Chartier. LeBlanc was on a line with Goldobin and McCarthy, and they seemed to be getting just a ton of shots. So that's exciting to hear.
Yeah, no, those two, they're going to be really key to the Sharks coming up soon. You look at Wingles and Nieto, I think you've got your replacements, guys.
And Chartier won a few draws, and he was playing with Barclay Goodrow, and it seemed like they're kind of rotating on the other wing. It sounded really good. Like that, they got a lot more shots this game than they did in the previous 2 games, which was nice. So I'm looking forward to seeing. There's more guys that can come up next year and really play on that Barracuda team. And maybe it's not going to be the most balanced Barracuda team, but I still think it's going to be fun to watch, depending on who, depending on who the Sharks steal from the Barracuda next year, because you got to figure that Goldobin's probably going to get another hard look. He had a 20 goal AHL season, so he's probably going to get another solid look. Maybe Timo Meier threatens to break the lineup too. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, or like what Sporting Agenda said, maybe another look with Barclay Goodrow, AHL All-Star.
Yes,
Uh,
AHL All-Star, the man.
Oh man, let's just think about this. What if you had a line of Hurdle, Mir, and Barclay Goodrow? That's just the all battering line. Ram it down your throat like we don't care. We're just gonna play Smash Mouth. Hurdle had an absolute great game tonight. I love the physicality. He he got Shea Weber pretty damn good, and it was nice to see that from Hurdle. We've seen him get hit quite a bit. It was nice to see him actually dish out tonight. And the Baby Sharks have some really great prospects on the online. I mean, me and Ian have been tooting the Kevin LeBlanc train
I just
for a while.
love the 2014 draft class.
No, a great draft class. I mean, Rourke Chartier.
Noah
Rod. I mean, look, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not reading, if you're not reading Pucknology.net, you really ought to. We've got some great staff writers who cover the Barracuda, who cover the CHL, and yeah, these names will become household names quite soon. I mean, they're almost ready. And what's coming on the bike?
Saint Owen chimes in. LOL, I want to see an NHL 17 cover of just Eric's launch.
All right, why are we calling out Chester Chivo tonight? Chester, if you want, there you go. You can have a screen cap of that right there for your NHL 17 cover. There you go. Just take that and put it on the cover. I know it's coming soon.
Oh, that's great. But
I'm going to say this. The Laundry is a goddamn all-star.
Yes.
3-star of the game belongs to the Laundry. The 2-star, the second star of the game belongs to the shark with the laser beam attached to its fucking head. And yeah.
the first star would be the cat.
Yeah, first star is definitely the black cat. You know what? Bring that guy back. Give him some kibble and just let him hang out. Because maybe we need that reverse cursed logic here. To get us over the hump this time. Richard Diavolo saying first star goes to the Oiler fans.
No, Richard would know because I see his icon. If it was that case, the third star of the game would be the Henrik Sedin. The second star of the game would be Daniel Sedin. The first star of the game would be Luongo, of course.
Well, I mean, I'm sure maybe on that TSN or excuse me on that Rogers Pacific feed, I'm sure they'd figure out a way to put some Canuck as a star.
Absolutely.
Was it Dan Sedin as the third star because he just kind of skated and was just there, but not really?
Hey, that's the question. Tomorrow, NHL draft lottery. Who's winning it? Who do you want to win?
Who do I want?
Nice.
I want Edmonton to win it because it would just cause a shit fit with the league.
Oh no, it would cause a shit fit with me. I mean, like I would beat my head. I'd beat my head into a damn cinder block. It's ridiculous.
Can you please record that so we can make GIFs of it and put it as the Pucknology intro?
Oh, all right. What's Ian laughing at? Ian, what do you got?
I'm just laughing at this whole thing about people. I kind of do like the just watch the world burn. Everyone knows I do like to watch the world burn. So the Oilers winning would be hilarious. But I'm still sticking with the Jets. I'd like to see the Jets win it.
I'm kind of the same. I would like to see the Jets win the lottery, but that's
because they have an in their name, Eric.
No,
we know
it's
this.
not because
we
of
get
that,
it.
you freaking
You love
hoser.
your ins.
No, no, we've all known that Eric is a closet Winnipeg fan. Come on, guys.
Well, guys, it's close to Saskatchewan. I'm a huge Saskatchewan Rough Rider football fan, so...
Because it's Drew Amenda's favorite team?
Oh yes, of course. I mean, go Rough Riders. They're a 102-year 102-year team, and they've only got 4 championships. I mean, come on.
So I just want to say that hashtag NHL17 Puck Guy's beard is now trending.
Oh,
So you know what? It needs to be. You need to take Chester. This is for you. You need to take Puck Guy's beard, and I'll throw it up right here. All right, take Puck Guy's beard.
Glasses off. You can get the pinky eye too.
Yeah, there you go. Take that beard, and then superimpose it on top of laundry, and then the universe will explode.
I think they just won the draft lottery with that recommendation.
We'll go viral with that for sure. Back to you, Landy.
I mean, look, tonight's game was really good. I really liked the guys' overall effort in the first and second, and they broke through. And you know what? I mean, I hate to admit it, but JR probably was right. In years past, the Sharks probably would have been stymied, and they wouldn't have been able to score that goal. But hey, you know what? This is your new look Sharks, looking pretty good.
Absolutely. I mean, they're 5/16 of the way there. They're looking pretty solid. I mean, if they can get out to a 2-0 lead Sunday night, it would be huge. Put them in a hole early. They're going back, and that's a long way to Nashville. That they got to think about that.
Yeah.
So, all right, so I think we kind of covered our final thoughts pretty well, along with taking shots at my beard. You know what? I think I'm starting to wonder if I should shave it now because it's so distracting.
No. Hey, do not change the mojo. Do not.
Hey, Notch Bro, if you shave that beard, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Damn. Violence after dark.
That's my best friend, guys. Thanks. I did a NHL draft lottery simulator, and I got Colorado first, Arizona second, Montreal third. If that were something that would happen, Arizona would ask for the #1 pick.
But who would they give up to get it?
Declare in
In their first round? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
And did it
Whatever
again.
happens, I will be covering it tomorrow on Pucknology.
Yes, I mean I cannot believe how crazy the draft lottery has taken its time of its own. So, with that, make sure you subscribe to the channel below or to the side, however you're seeing us. Make sure you hit Pucknology.net. Ian's got some great stuff coming on. He's been keeping up on the CHL playoffs and the prospects. Fortunately, we're not doing too well with some of them. Barracuda season over. I'm sure we'll have a Barracuda recap. Definitely make sure you check out Aiden, Thomas, our new guy Drew, Felix, myself. Landy's going to chip in pretty soon. Gentry's got some creative writing. I know he wants to put out soon.
All right, Chester came through. He did it. The universe is going to explode. All right, Chester. You just made the cutoff, buddy. You just made it, and it's pretty good.
Oh, come on! I need to see this.
Come on.
I need to see. Come on.
Big
bucks, no whammies.
Big bucks, no whammies. There we go. All right.
Uh-oh.
Can you spot the Puck Guy beard?
Oh, wow.
Wow. Richard, you know what? We are actively working on new guests for every show. We are going to have a set of guests coming on from a Predators podcast.
Mm-hmm. Game 3, correct?
Game 3, yes. So you'll have to thank Chris JWS. He set that all up for us. Mm-hmm. And we'll go ahead and we'll pimp their we'll pimp their podcast. It's at On the Forecheck, and the person that will be coming on is at 3D Link. He's going to be, he's a good sport for coming on the show, and just like Jenny, they're pretty good guys. So, Jenny is a good Los Angeles Kings fan. She's a woman, and the Preds guys are good fans from Nashville. I just want to make sure everybody gets that.
And I'm a good fan from
I
Canada.
just wanna point out that I got the black cat from the game.
Nice.
Special guest of the podcast is Shadow. The black cat.
Oh, wow.
There you go, Shadow.
There you go. All right, and with that, we will check back with you on Sunday afternoon, or Sunday night, actually. The game is at 5 p.m. Make sure you note that if you are going to the game. Tickets obviously still available if you want to throw down 100. But we will see you later, and until Sunday night, for Ian, Gentry, Landy, everybody else, keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it real fresh.